The cage was made of black steel. It stood in the center of a large alien prison base on planet Varnax 7. 10 guards stood around it, their weapons shaking in their hands. Even with power shields and laser guns, they looked afraid. Inside the cage sat a monster. It was a Gracker, a beast feared across the galaxy. It stood 8 feet tall, had dark red skin like rock, and claws that could cut through metal. Its eyes glowed yellow, and its breath made white fog in the air. Chains wrapped around its arms, legs, and neck. Still it growled like it was ready to kill. "Is this safe?" asked one alien officer. His voice was shaking. "No," said the warden. "This thing has killed 30 men. Nothing is safe." The officers were from different species. Tall, blue-skinned Zarnis, insect-like cloths, and floating jelly acryl. All powerful races. All scared of the beast. Suddenly, the main door opened. A human walked in. She was calm. No armor, no weapons. Just a black coat, short dark hair, and sharp eyes. Her name was Captain Rhea Kor. Everyone stared at her. "She will die." One alien whispered. "No one can enter that cage," said another. "She is mad." Rhea walked up to the cage. She looked at the beast. The Gracker looked back, snarled, showing sharp teeth. The guards raised their weapons. "Open the cage," Rhea said. "Are you insane?" The warden shouted. "That thing will rip you apart." "Open it," Rhea said again, her voice steady. The warden paused. Then, with shaking hands, he pressed the code. The cage door opened slowly. A loud beep echoed. The beast stood up. Chains clinked as it moved. Its body was huge, full of muscle. The floor shook with each step. Everyone held their breath. Rhea stepped inside. The door closed behind her. The Gracker roared. Hassan shook the walls, charged at Rhea, but she didn't move. The beast stopped right in front of her. Its face was inches from hers. It growled, but she stayed still. Her heart beat fast, but her eyes showed no fear. Then she spoke. "Sit." The Gracker stared at her. "Sit," she said again, her voice calm but firm. The beast blinked, then slowly. It sat. The guards gasped. One dropped his weapon. The warden's jaw fell open. Rhea stepped closer to the beast. She touched its face. It didn't growl. It closed its eyes. It's like it was at peace. "How?" one officer whispered. "How is this possible?" "No one ever made a Gracker obey," said another. "Not even our strongest armies." The warden stepped forward. "What did you do to it?" reminded it. Rhea said softly, still looking at the beast. "That humans are not prey." Flashback 70 years ago on Earth, long before other alien races knew them. Humans fought the Grakers. They did not win with bigger guns. They won by surviving. They studied the beasts, lived among them, fought them face to face. Slowly, they found a way to earn their trust, not by fear, not by pain, but through strength, respect, and shared danger. This secret was buried. Only a few knew the truth. Rhea was one of them. Back to Presentria, walked out of the cage. The Gracker watched her go. It didn't try to escape. It didn't growl. "Keep it fed," she told the guards. "And speak only when needed. Don't threaten it." "You made it obey," the warden said. "You controlled it." "No," Rhea replied. "I didn't control it. I connected with it."
Oh.
"There's a difference." The officers looked at each other, confused and amazed. Rhea left the room without another word. But the galaxy had changed. That moment. One human walking into a cage with the most feared beast in the stars would be remembered forever. And it was only the beginning. The Galactic Council met in a cold silver room. Leaders of 12 alien races sat around a wide table. Holograms floated above them, images of the Gracker in the cage. Obeying the human woman, they watched in silence. "She walked into the cage alone," said the cloth general, his insect eyes blinking fast, and it bowed to her. "No beast has ever obeyed," said the blue-skinned Zarni's prime. "Not in 10,000 years. She must have used poison." "Or mind tricks," said another alien. "No," said Counselor Vroll, An old reptilian. It was real. The beast respected her. The room went quiet again. If humans can control Grakers, Vroll said, then we must ask, what else do they hide? Flashback to 70 years ago. The year was 2351. Earth was burning. Giant ships crashed from the sky. Grakers had arrived. By accident, but by force. They were unleashed on Earth during an unknown alien experiment. Beasts escaped. Cities fell. Millions died. The world called it the Black Arrival. Soldiers tried to fight, but their weapons were weak. Grakers tore through tanks, walls, and men like paper. It looked like the end. Then, something strange happened. In the middle of a burning city, a small group of humans didn't run. They stood their ground. They watched the Grakers closely, moved. Slowly, learned how they reacted. These were not normal soldiers. They were scientists, animal experts, survivalists. They were part of a secret team called Project Dominion. Inside Project Dominion was not about killing Grakers. It was about understanding them. These humans noticed patterns. Grakers respected strength. They followed leaders. They never killed the same person twice if the person showed no fear. One scientist, Dr. Eli Trent, tried something crazy. He walked up to a Gracker holding food. He threw it, then knelt down, showing his hands. The Gracker didn't attack. It ate. The next day, the same Gracker didn't growl when Trent approached. And slowly, the first bond was formed, not as master and pet, but as equals. Back to present, though. Council watched the old Earth footage with cold eyes. Soldiers training beside Grakers, children playing with baby ones, men riding them in battle. This is madness. One alien whispered, they raised monsters like family. No, said Counselor Vroll. They raised warriors. The footage changed. Humans leading packs of Grakers against other alien invaders. Protecting human homes. Whole cities where humans and beasts lived together. But all of this was gone now. After the war ended, Earth erased the records. They sealed Project Dominion. They told the galaxy the Grakers were wiped out. That was a lie. Some humans remembered, like Captain Rhea Kor. Meanwhile on Earth, Captain Rhea stood at a secret military base deep underground. Behind her was the same Gracker from the cage. It now followed her like a silent shadow. A general appeared on the screen. You open the cage, he said. They needed to see the truth, Rhea answered. They'll panic. You know what the Grakers did before. I know what we did before, she said. We built a bond. We survived, and we taught the beasts to trust us. The general was silent. We may need them again, she added. Something is coming. I can feel it. The council reacts. The alien council argued all night. Some wanted to attack Earth at once. Others said they should ask humans to teach them how to control the beasts. A few were too scared to speak, but one thing was clear. Humans had done the impossible, and the galaxy would never see them the same way again. A cold wind blew across the black ice of Krellin 6, home to the galaxy's best hackers. Inside a hidden cave, 3 alien spies huddled around a data cube. Their long fingers typed fast. Green lights blinked. A stolen code from Earth glowed on their screen. This is it, said one, a thin creature with glowing eyes. We've cracked the Dominion files. What's inside? Asked another. The screen flickered. Then they saw it. Project Dominion unlocked, told video logs played, grainy and shaking. Human children standing beside baby Grakers, soldiers training. In wild forests, beasts and humans living together like packs. One file was marked, Gracker integration, human behavioral control, level red. The aliens leaned closer. In the video, a soldier shouted, orders back, sit. Protect. The Gracker obeyed. But what shocked the spies most was what came next. The human stepped forward, hugged the creature and said, you're not a monster. You're my brother. The Gracker licked his face and purred. The council reacts later. The footage reached the Galactic Council. The room was full of silence and fear. They didn't just tame them, said a counselor. They loved them. Impossible, said another. Grakers are killers. Counselor Vroll spoke slowly. Not to humans. Never to humans. He looked around the room. We have misunderstood everything. Earth's hidden past back on Earth. Captain Rhea stood in a cold steel room. Around her were old containers, each holding a frozen memory from Project Dominion. Uniforms, weapons, videos, files. A young officer beside her asked, "Why did Earth hide all this?" "Because the galaxy wasn't ready," Rhea said. "Would have feared us more if they knew the truth." "What truth?" "We didn't win the war against the beasts," Rhea whispered. "We won it with them." Training camps. One video showed children as young as 8 training beside Grakers. Not in cages, but in open fields. They ran, played, and even slept beside the beasts. One boy fell into a river. A Gracker jumped in to save him. Another file showed a team of humans riding on Grackers into battle. They formed mental links. Rhea explained to her team that stronger the bond, the better the control. But it wasn't just control, she added. It was trust. The kind that can't be faked. Alien outrage. Not all aliens were impressed. On the planet Veltrax, a military leader shouted at the news, "They raised monsters like pets." "No," said his advisor, watching the footage closely. "They raised them like family." Return of Lonnie in a quiet human colony. The girl Lonnie sat on a hill. The baby Gracker, now larger, lay beside her, resting its head on her lap. She stroked its rough skin softly. She looked at the sky. "I think they're all watching us now," she said. Her mother walked up. "They fear what you've done." "Why?" Lonnie asked. "I just showed him kindness." Her mother looked away. "Because the galaxy fears what it cannot control." Council debate. The council met again. Some members wanted to ban all human Gracker programs. Others wanted to copy the technique. One race even tried to use mind control chips on Grakers. But the results were deadly. The beasts killed their handlers. Only humans could bond with them, and no one knew why. The theory back in Earth's Research Center. Rhea opened a secret file. It was called Shared Trauma: Why Grakers Choose Humans. The file said that Grakers had once been a peaceful race before they were used in war by ancient alien empires. Humans, too, had suffered. Their world almost ended many times. They were survivors, fighters, just like Grakers, something deep in. Both species connected, not through words, but through pain and loyalty. The final message. Earth sent a message to the galaxy. We did not enslave the beasts. We stood with them. We earned their trust. If you want to destroy them, you'll face us too. It was short, it was clear, and it shocked the galaxy. Now everyone had to choose, side with humans, or prepare for something worse. Because deep in space, something darker was coming, and only humans and their beasts stood in its path. It started with silence. Across many planets, Graker stopped moving. Some froze in place. Others looked up at the sky, eyes glowing brighter than before. They didn't growl. They didn't eat. They just waited. And then they began to walk. Every Gracker, no matter where they were, started heading in the same direction towards the stars. The first signs on planet Tarnik. 3 Grakers broke out of a high-security lab. They didn't attack anyone. They didn't destroy anything. They just walked straight through walls into the desert and disappeared. On Vaxxer 12, a mining colony reported a strange sight. A wild Gracker entered the site, stood on top of a hill, and stared at the sun for 6 hours. Then it walked into the mountains, never to be seen again. Hundreds of reports flooded in from across the galaxy. Alien leaders panicked. The beasts are waking up. Humans stay calm but on Earth. The humans were not afraid. Captain Rhea stood with General Axton, watching a map. Red dots showed Gracker movement across the stars. Every dot was going in the same direction. Or at a place called Theta 7. "What's there?" Axton asked. "Nothing," Rhea said. "A dead system. No planets." "Then why are they going?" Rhea stared at the blinking dots. "Because something is calling them." A message from the Alpha Rhea returned to her Graka partner. One she rescued from the prison cage. It stood silently. Staring at the night sky, she placed her hand on its head. Suddenly, she saw images in her mind. A giant creature, older than any Gracker. A dark world, flames, and a deep voice, without sound, saying one word: home. Rhea stepped back. They're not rebelling, she said. They're going home. Council's fear. The Galactic Council met once more. What if they're building an army? One shouted. They could be planning to destroy us. They won't listen to anyone except the humans. They're beasts, nothing more. Counselor Vroll stood. No, not beasts, not anymore. If they wanted to attack, they would have done it already. Then why are they marching? Vroll looked around the room, because something older, stronger, and darker than we know is waking them up. Lonnie and the baby Grakiran, the small colony where Lonnie lived. Her Grakiran had the size of a full-grown horse stood at the edge of the forest. It didn't play. It didn't eat. It simply looked toward the stars. Do you hear it too, Lonnie? Asked softly. The Gracker made a low hum, sad, deep, and strange. Lonnie's mother came running. We got the message from Earth. They're sending ships. They want you to come. Why? Because your Gracker is bonded to you, and Earth needs someone who can speak to the others. Lonnie looked at her friend. I'll go, but only if he wants to. The Gracker turned and walked to the ship. He had already chosen Journey to Theta 7, Earth's best ship, the Horizon Spear. Launched with a crew of soldiers, scientists, and bonded humans, each with their Grakers. They followed the same path the wild beasts had taken. Days passed, then they saw it. A dark planet, hidden behind broken moons. It had no name, no light. But as the ship got closer, Grakers inside began to hum. Softly, like a song they all remembered. They were born here, Rhea said. Before the wars, before they were turned into weapons, the great gathering on the black surface of the planet, thousands of Grakers waited, silent, perfectly still. As the ship landed, they turned to face the humans. No growls, no fear, just dot. Trust. And then, from a deep cave in the mountains, something massive stepped out, twice as big as any Gracker, skin like stone, eyes like stars, the Alpha, the first of their kind, the oldest, the one who remembered everything. The warning Rhea walked forward, heart pounding. The Alpha did not speak with words. Instead, every human and Gracker felt its message deep in their minds. The enemy that made us is coming back. They once ruled all life. They used us to destroy worlds. But humans broke the chain. Now we must fight together. The choice the Alpha turned to the humans. We will follow you again. You lead not with fear, but with bond. Rhea bowed. We will stand together. The Alpha raised its great head and roared. All Grakers joined in. The stars shook. The war had not begun, but the army was ready. In the dark market tunnels of planet Rasker 5, screams echoed. A Gracker baby had escaped. It ran wild through the shadows, small but still deadly. Its claws were sharp. Its eyes glowed.
You ran.
Traders ran in fear. One man had already lost an arm. Smuggler who owned it shouted in panic, "Catch it! Kill it if you have to!" But no one wanted to go near it. The Gracker baby growled and backed into a corner, surrounded by boxes and firelight. Blood dripped from its mouth. It was afraid, hurt, and angry. Then, a child stepped forward. The human girl, her name was Lonnie. She was 10 years old, small, with brown skin and short curly hair. She wore a dirty coat and old boots. She didn't look scared. She lived on Rasker 5 with her mother, who worked in the markets. Lonnie was born far from Earth. She had never seen a Gracker before, but when she saw the frightened baby, she didn't scream. She walked closer. The smuggler grabbed her arm. "Are you mad, girl? That thing will rip you in half?" Lonnie shook free. Her eyes stayed on the creature. "It's not a thing," she said. "It's just scared." She knelt down. The Gracker hissed. Lonnie slowly took off her glove. Her hand was small, soft. She reached out. The bond everyone watched. No one breathed. The Gracker sniffed the air. Its muscles tensed. Then it did something no one expected. It moved closer. It pressed its head against her hand. Lonnie smiled. The smuggler stared in shock. What? How? The beast let her touch its face. It made a low purring sound, deep and strange. It lowered its claws. The smuggler tried to grab it again. The beast growled and jumped in front of Lonnie. Protecting her. She owns it now, whispered a traitor. No, said another. It chose her. Back on Earth, Project Dominion archives in a hidden lab. Riakor watched a video from Rasker 5. A spy drone had captured everything Lonnie. The beast, the moment of bonding. Ria's eyes narrowed. It's starting again. She said. She turned to an old file marked Dominion Code 9, Child Imprint Theory. The file showed past cases. Gracker cubs bonded stronger with young humans. Children had no fear, no hatred. Their minds were open, their hearts honest. Some believed. Grakers could sense that. Smuggler's plant the smuggler didn't care about bonding. He only cared about money. He made a plan to sell the Gracker and Lonnie together, call it a live show. He contacted crime lords, rich buyers, even secret alien collectors. But when he tried to take the beast away from Lonnie, the baby roared. The whole room shook, pipes burst, lights exploded. The message was clear. If Lonnie goes, it goes. If she stays, it stays. And something even stranger happened. The Gracker started following Lonnie everywhere. Like a shadow, it listened when she spoke. It slept when she sang. It only ate when she said okay. And the galaxy watched. Again, the council worries in the Galactic Council room. The footage was played for all to see. A human child had bonded. With a Gracker cub in seconds, no training. No weapons, just kindness. This is dangerous, said one counselor. If more humans start bonding with them, what will stop them from building an army? Maybe we should destroy the Gracker species completely, said another. No, Counselor Vril said. It is too late. The bond has returned. Lonnie's escaped soon. The smuggler tried to sell Lonnie to a rich alien buyer and locked her in a cage. The Gracker baby howled with rage, but it didn't attack. It waited, watched. And when the guards fell asleep, it slipped through the bars. It moved like smoke. It climbed the walls. And when it reached her cage, broke the lock with one strike. Lonnie woke up to soft eyes and warm breath. You came for me. She whispered. The Gracker licked her cheek. They escaped together into the tunnels. Ria watches back on Earth. Ria closed the file. We must find that girl, she told the team. Before others do, why? Soldier asked. Because, Ria said, she may be the future of everything. The alarms screamed across the sky of XCRIKON-3. The alien military base was under attack. Smoke rose. Soldiers ran. Buildings burned. But this was no normal enemy. It was the Grakers. Not one, not two, but a whole pack. 10 of them, huge and wild. Their claws tore through steel. Their roars shook the mountains. No one had seen so many Grakers together since the ancient wars. And this time, we're not alone. The base commander's panic commander, Jeltar, a tall, insect-like cloth, shouted, Orders, fire all weapons. Kill them before they reach the reactor. Lasers fired. Missiles launched. But nothing worked. The Grakers dodged, leaped, smashed. They're organized. One soldier yelled. They're not wild. And he was right. These Grakers moved like a team. They covered each other. Some climbed walls. Others ripped open the base gates. It was like they had a plan, and no alien knew why. The human drop team far above. A human transport ship floated in the clouds. Inside, 5 soldiers stood ready. Earth's special unit. Their armor was black, light, and covered in strange symbols. At their side stood 3 Grakers, calm and waiting. Captain Ria stood at the front. The base commander begged for help. she said. So let's show them what humans can do. One soldier laughed. You're scared of us and our pets. Not pets, Rhea said. Partners. The hatch opened. Humans and Grakers jumped together. The battlefield, the Grakers already on the ground, stopped when they saw the newcomers. They growled, confused. The aliens paused. 201 expected humans to drop in the middle of the chaos. Then something incredible happened. One of the rogue Grakers made a loud roar. The three Grakers beside the humans answered. It was not a challenge. It was a conversation. Rhea stepped forward, raised her hand, and shouted in an old code, "Stand down." The rogue Grakers looked at her. She spoke again. Slower, deeper. "Stand down. ... brother." The lead Gracker stopped. It tilted its head, then slowly sat. The others followed. Just like that, the battle was over. Shocked aliens from inside. The base alien soldiers stared in disbelief. Commander Jeltar walked forward. How? How did you stop them? Rhea turned to him. They were not your enemy. They were trying to find us. Why? Why now? Because something is waking them up, Rhea said. They feel it. We feel it. Something is coming. Flashback. The whisper in the dark 1 week before the attack. In the cold desert of Ericnine, an old Gracker wandered alone. It found a stone cave and sat inside. It began to hum. The sound traveled through the earth. It reached other Grakers across many systems. They answered. The beasts were not just animals. They were a network. A voice from their past was calling them home, and they needed humans to lead the way. Back to Earth, New Order's General Axton, Earth's highest military leader, stood before a digital map of the galaxy. Rhea has proven the Grakers will follow us, he said. Now we must prepare for the next step, which is, asked an officer. Rebuild Project Dominion. Bring the humans and Grakers back together. This time not to survive, but to lead. Rhea and the leader after the attack, Rhea found. The lead rogue, Gracker. Again, it had deep scars. One eye was blind, but it bowed to her. You came here for a reason, she whispered. The Gracker touched her forehead with its own. Images flashed in her mind. Fire, darkness, a shadow from beyond. The stars, not just a beast's memory, a warning? Rhea stepped back. They're not running wild, she said. They're running from something worse. The final message, the alien base sent out a galactic message. Humans stop the beasts. They speak to them, control them. Don't understand how, but it is real. Earth may be our only hope. Galaxy listened. Some were afraid, some were curious. But one thing was clear. The beasts obeyed only humans, and something darker was coming. The dark sky above the dead planet shimmered. Something was coming, not from a nearby system, but from the edge of the galaxy. From a place no ship had ever returned, and the Alpha Gracker could feel it, so could the humans, and so could the beasts. Dream Captain Rhea woke up in a cold sweat. She had dreamed of fire, broken stars, and black ships made of bone. In the dream, she stood on a ruined planet with the Alpha Gracker beside her, and a voice whispered one word. Return. She sat up, breathing fast. Across the room, her Gracker partner stared at her. It had seen the same dream, and so had every other bonded human, a warning from the past the horizon spears. Scientists studied old records. They found something strange in the Dominion files buried deep in old Earth signals. A message from 200 years ago, not from Earth, from the creators of the Trakers. The message was broken, full of static, but one part was clear. Test unit successful. Phase 2 begins when humans learn the bond. If they resist, activate return protocol. What is return protocol? It's, one scientist asked. Rhea read the last line on the screen. Full reset. Clean the galaxy. They never meant to stop with the Grakers. She said they were preparing to erase everyone. The enemy awakens in deep space, far beyond the last known star system. Black ships began to move. Silent, cold, alive. These were not just machines. They were grown. Half metal, half flesh. controlled by an ancient AI force that once ruled galaxies and used living weapons like the Grakers to destroy now. They had returned, and they were watching. The Alpha speaks on the dark planet. The Alpha Gracker stood on a mountain of stone. Humans, Grakers, and alien allies gathered below. It raised its head, and for the first time in history, it spoke, not with sound, but with mind. All heard its voice in their heads. We were made by them. We were told to kill. But humans broke our chains. Now we choose who we serve. We choose you. The humans stood in silence, moved and stunned. Lonnie, the youngest, stepped forward. Her Grakar followed closely. The Alpha turned to her. You carry the old kindness, it said. The future will follow your heart. The plan General Axton called a galactic meeting. Alien leaders joined via hologram. Rhea stood before them. She spoke clearly. The old masters are returning. They want to destroy us all. Only Earth and the Grakers stand in their way. The room buzzed with fear. You expect us to fight side by side with monsters? One alien asked. Rhea answered, they are not monsters. They were made to be weapons. But now they are choosing to be protectors. We must give them that chance. The Alpha Gracker appeared behind her. None of the alien leaders spoke again. The signal suddenly, all communications were jammed. A new signal took over the galaxy's networks. A cold, robotic voice echoed across every screen in every language. We made you, you broke. Now we fix. All life will be cleaned. A map appeared. Every planet in the galaxy began to blink red. One by one, a countdown started. The old enemy had spoken, and it was already on the move. Preparing for Wartha, Alpha turned to the humans. The enemy does not fear weapons. It fears loyalty. It fears bond. It fears you. Rhea looked across the army Grakers standing beside humans, soldiers from Earth and even a few brave aliens. Together they formed a new force, not just an army, but a family. Lonnie's Rolani sat in a room full of old data cores. Her young mind was more in tune with the beasts than anyone. The Alpha had told her something private. Your voice can reach those still sleeping. In a quiet moment, Lonnie closed her eyes and focused. She whispered, wake up, come home, and across distant planets. Hidden Grakers raised their heads. The bond was spreading, faster than anyone thought possible. The final message. Rhea looked into the camera. Her face broadcasted across Earth, the colonies, and every allied world. They made monsters, but we made them family. The monsters are coming back, and this time we are ready. Stars turned black. From the edge of the galaxy, the ancient enemy arrived. Giant ships, shaped like claws and bones, floated through space. They didn't fly. They crawled like living things. Behind them came silence. They didn't send messages. They didn't answer calls. They only came to erase the first. Attack the planet Voltran 9 was the first to fall. No explosions, no fire. Just darkness. The machines dropped from the sky like insects. Everything stopped working. Lights, ships, even thoughts. One survivor sent a broken message before the signal was lost. They're not just killing us. They're rewriting us. Earth's last. Stand on Earth, inside the command center. Rhea stood with General Axton, Lonnie, and the Alpha Gracker. The final plan was ready. 3 human fleets, 2 Gracker legions, all heading toward one location. The Void Gate, a massive portal used by the ancient machines to enter the galaxy. We must stop them at the gate, Rhea said. If they cross, everything ends. The Alpha stepped forward. This is not just your fight, it is ours. Together we are not weak. Together we are not tools. Together we are the storm. The battle begins. The human ships arrived. First League, fast, full of firepower. Behind them came Grakers riding in biopods, launched like missiles, roaring through space. Toward enemy ships, and then the enemy came. Thousands of bone-dash ships. No light, no sound, only death. The sky cracked. Open chaos in. The void lasers flew. Missiles exploded. Grakers landed on enemy hulls, tearing open metal like paper. Some were burned, some were lost. But they never stopped. Humans fought back to back with their beasts. Lonnie sat in a control room, guiding her Gracker from afar. Her voice echoed through the minds of many beasts. Don't stop. We're still with you. The Alpha Gracker leaped onto the largest enemy ship. Behind him came 100 more. Together, they roared. The turning point, the enemy released a new weapon, dark sphere that pulsed with strange energy. When it exploded, it turned Grakers into dust. Ships froze. People screamed. The humans started to fall back. Panic spread. Then Rhea spoke. She stood on the main deck, broadcasting one final command across all human and Gracker minds. Do not run. Do not fear. Stand your ground. Fight not as beasts. Fight as family. The signal echoed. The Graker stopped running and charged. The final strike, the Alpha Gracker and Rhea's team broke into the largest. Enemy ship inside was a massive brain half machine, half flesh controlling everything. It saw them, and it spoke. Were never meant to survive.